Welcome back to the channel, and today I thought I would spend some time looking at the few of the new things that came with the free update, which released on Monday, but I've been a bit too busy and haven't had a chance to look at it yet, so I thought I would do this for everyone today. That means having a look at the Kentrosaurus specifically, but also a few other things that apparently the update has touched. So let's get going with this straight away, and the first thing I wanted to highlight is there's been some changes in the modular building system. So the appearance of how the glass looks in the modular building menu has been changed. Now doesn't look so black in the modular building menu, but of much more interest to me is that now we can change the color of the copper wall pieces, which was really nicely added. This, I don't think they told us doing this in the patch notes, but I really love these copper pieces. You might recognize it. These are from the Biosyn buildings, these copper chunks. And they're nice, but I always wanted to be, when the game came out, I wanted to be able to change the colors. Well, now we can have them in whatever color you like. And they still have the sort of shiny effect to them as well. So yeah, we'll be able to do something more with the copper wall pieces. There's also a couple of other changes in here. Fountains now have their own tab, so it's a lot easier to find them. We obviously have the much vaunted biome filter for the foliage system. Although they haven't removed the ones that don't really make other sense, so... But we can at least now filter vegetation by biome type, which is good. Still no new lagoon decorations, unfortunately, and I've had a quick run through. I don't think there's any secret new pieces that they haven't revealed to us, although I would say that there has been some changes to the photographs of each item just to make them a little clearer. The dinosaur artistic statues, for example, they've definitely had new icons, just to make it a bit clearer what they are. I think they're basically the same icon, but I think they're a lot lighter, so you can see them better. They are quality of life improvements to the modular building system. But let's get started on what we're actually here for. I built a quick little enclosure and my din hatchery to have a look at the Kentrosaurus. Where are we? There we go. So here is the Kentrosaurus model. It's basically the same as Jurassic World Evolution 2's. I don't see that much difference, even down to the skin patterning. And I don't see much difference in model between the male and females. I think the male has slightly bigger spines on the tail, maybe. But apart from that, not much difference between them. That's obviously the default, the standard one that we've come to know. And as we hoped, we do also get the Camp Cretaceous variant. Now, I'm surprised they call this the JWE variant. I would have thought they would have called this the Camp Cretaceous variant, but yeah, we do get the variant. And again, not much difference between the male and females in terms of sexual dimorphism, which is a bit disappointing. Let's have a quick look at the skins and standard choices for all the skins. This is basically identical to Evolution 2, down to the pattern colors and pattern type on the female especially. And then let's have a look at the male. So the male, it's basically a different pattern type. If I put them both to the same, Amazon rainforest and Pelophylax. So the females have this marbling speckled pattern, and then the males have a bit more prominent striping and coloration on the back, and also on the plates. There's just a hint of coloration on the plate. It's fine, it's serviceable. I think they could have done more, change the size of the plates, change the size of the spikes, but it'll do. And if we do the same for our lovely Camp Cretaceous variant, so let's do the same, put it in the green and put it in the... let's see if we can get one that actually shows up. We'll do Rana. So, the female, again, it's the standard stripes on the plates and stripes on the body like it was in Evolution 2. And the male is, by the looks of it, exactly identical in terms of skin. There's absolutely no changes at all there. So that's a bit disappointing. No real difference between the two. The male does at least get the pierce skin from the show, so if you're a fan of Camp Cretaceous, I suppose that's good for you. Let's create a couple of these. Let's randomize everything just to get some random patterns going on here, and let's have a. We'll grab 2 males and 2 females. Oh. We've got a range of... We've got one one Camp Cretaceous variant in there. Let's create actually 2 lumps of those. So they come in a clutch size of 4, which I think is a reasonable amount. Yeah, we've got a whole group of Camp Cretaceous variants here. Kentro is a sort of classic dinosaur, I guess. It was one of those from Jurassic Park Operation Genesis. And I believe it was a deluxe edition dinosaur for the first game. You'll have to correct me if I'm wrong in that regards. But in terms of Jurassic World Evolution 3...
The name Kentrosaurus supposedly means prickle lizard. Considering it can swing that spiky tail at 30 miles an hour, you'd be lucky to walk away with just a prickle, huh?
Prickle lizard? Is that true? No, it is. Cabot was correct. Anyway, yeah, I don't think Jurassic World Evolution 3 needed another stegosaur as the first species that we were going to get back. I think there were literally 3 or 4 others that were more necessary. These are ground fiber eaters. Luckily, I've already got ground fiber. Well, they do want some cover, so let's just make sure they're going to be happy, because I would like to see the babies. And I will drop down a nest in a minute. They're relatively easy to look after, which is going to make them useful for challenging campaign for sure. Let's drop in a nest for them. Do they utilize medium nests? They do, but they want multiple nests. Okay. So, like Edmontosaurus, Kentrosaurus is going to be one of those animals that wants multiple nesting sites, which means they're going to breed quite rapidly. There we go. So
that's a good
3
nest. Let's hope the dinosaurs like it as much as me.
3 nests to keep them happy. So as I was saying, I don't think that Jurassic World Evolution 3 needed another small stegosaur. I honestly believe that they would like some more water. If they go a little further afield, there will be water. I honestly feel that Amargasaurus would have been a better choice. Camarasaurus would have been a better choice. Cryolophosaurus would have been a better choice. Elasmosaurus for the lagoons. You know, give the lagoons something, considering they are so limited at the present time. But you also can't look a gift horse in the mouth. I suppose that's fine. Gonna give them some more fibrous cover. Keep them happy. I am a bit disappointed about the limited sexual dimorphism as well. It's one of my criticisms of the game as a whole, that I just don't think enough has been done with the sexual dimorphism that they bother to have. I am glad that we still get the Camp Cretaceous variant, because this guy can be a stand-in for some other species if you want to have, say, Kentrosaurus in your park, which is the British stegosaur. You could use this guy. And you could, I suppose, use these to be the males and use these to be the females. Although there's quite a bit of size difference there. I wonder how long it's going to take us to get babies. What I might do is actually just fast forward the game. And there we go. We have eggs apparently in one of the nests. Okay, apparently the baby Kentrosaurus are ready to leave the nest. And there they are. I admit the baby Kentrosaurus are quite cute. With all their little spikes. Especially on the tail. You wouldn't want to stand on that accidentally, would you? Thinking of the sauropods or the Tyrannosaurus or something like that. They're cute. And their needs are not too far removed from what the adult requirements are in terms of cover and ground fiber. So actually breeding Kentrosaurus is probably going to be quite easy, and again in challenge and campaign mode their needs aren't too dissimilar, which is always good. It's nice to have Kentrosaurus again, nice to have Camp Cretaceous variant again, but yeah, it's not the animal that I would have picked. I probably would have picked Amargasaurus, because I think Amargasaurus adds more to the game than the Kentro. But hopefully next we'll have something like Amargasaurus or Camarasaurus, so we can have a bit of size diversity in our game. Now, I would stay and try and get some footage of the social animations, but according to Evo, who was attempting to do the same yesterday, it took her nearly an hour before they were willing to do them, and frankly, I do not have that time to waste. So, there's one other thing that I wanted to look at, which I saw mentioned in the patch notes, but I'm not 100% sure what they've done. They said that they have changed the Iguanodon patterns to show up, to make them different. Whoops, I just pressed the wrong button. And I don't know. I'll be honest. So, having a look at the default set for the Iguanodon, this being the awful Dominion one, which I absolutely can't stand. I don't think, maybe the colours are brighter, it's difficult to tell. I certainly don't think anything has drastically changed on either of those. And if we have a look at the other model, again, let's put it into a relatively neutral colour pattern here. Again, maybe the colours do appear a little more saturated, but it's difficult for me to tell. I haven't used Iguanodon all that much in my playthrough, to be honest. I don't know. Maybe somebody in the comments who's played a bit more sandbox or whatever, you might be able to tell me if the Iguanodon looks substantially different enough, because to me, I don't think that it does. I think if they have changed it, I think it's a very, very subtle change to just how saturated some of the colours are. Maybe more on the female, because if I remember the only time I used Iguanodon in campaign, the female colors didn't really seem to show up that all too often, that well. So maybe it's the female one that's changed. I don't know. Answers in the comments, folks, if you've noticed anything substantially different about the Iguanodon. And that's basically it for this free update. They did a bunch of bug fixes and quality of life improvements. I would say, just exiting out the hatchery, I would say that the level of foliage and shadow popping, it's still present, yes, but it is a heck of a lot less than it was originally. It's better than it was. So it's nice that PC players are actually getting some improvements to things. As for the console complexity issue, I have nothing to say about that. I'm not a console player, and I'm not going to weigh in on that particular topic or conversation. And yeah, the update didn't really do that much else that I think is awfully relevant. It's more of a, here's the Kentrosaurus and a bunch of day one fixes. We'll have to wait and see what they decide to do with the day one, the first DLC pack, which we're assuming is going to be at the end of November sometime. But yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think about our Kentrosaurus. Whether you're going to be using it much in your park builds. I suppose if you like Camp Cretaceous, you will be. And are we actually going to have a social animation play out? Am I going to get one in only a few minutes of gameplay? I think we are. The big one with the little one, and it's just the hippity hoppity. Well, that's lackluster. Was that literally it? Oh well. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think about the Kentrosaurus and whether you'll be using them much in your parks. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more from all of us at Tricore Gaming. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.